Remain vigilant, Guardian. We may never quite be as safe as we think.
I need to know the specs before we can fill that order.
The Traveler will see us through this.
Caught another one smuggling worm spore out of the city. Caught another one smuggling worm spore out of the city. Good to have you on the team.
Best cryptographers I've ever known by name, only by quality at work.
You're pretty good at it.
Zavala and Varys must understand that they are fighting for the same side.
What is up, everybody? Ninja Nick here with 420 Gamer TV, bringing you guys a very interesting video. Now, this is somewhat of a theory, speculation video, definitely more theory, but, you know, if you've been playing Destiny since the beginning, and I mean since Destiny 1, and you've played all the way through, and you're now in Destiny 2, and you've played all of it, and, you know, have you ever just sat there and looked at the Traveler and go, hey, wait, what's that underneath? What is that shit that's floating underneath, you know, those, like, cloud-looking like stuff, right? I mean, you know, when we learned about the Traveler, like, in Destiny 1, we actually find out that, you know, it is some kind of benevolent being, like some kind of planetary-like thing that goes from one place to another place to another place, seeding it with life and light. And, you know, going from one location to another location to another location. Now, what if, you know, the Traveler is a lot more than just a planet? Because we definitely know that for a fact now, considering, you know, the whole Red War, the cracking, and the reawakening, and I mean the reawakening of the Traveler. But yet, the funny thing is, you know, not once has our Guardian or a Guardian decided, hey, let's travel up there and see what's inside. I mean, we go everywhere else. We've slayed gods. We've done all this other kind of, like, crazy-like shit. So, why not there? Why not the Traveler? What is the Traveler? Or who is the Traveler? And I don't mean, like, as in the Traveler is a who. I'm more of saying, I'm speculating and theorizing that that is a big old ball of technology that is super, super, super advanced. Now, okay, we know the existence of time travel due to the Vex, due to also the new gun that we're getting in Beyond Light. The gun that will warp bullets from another time and another dimension. And also, we do know the alteration of the past and the future is a possibility due to us saving one unique individual who died, and that is Saint 17. Okay? Anyone who's played the game and has gone through, now maybe not everybody, you can watch the lore videos if you'd so like, and honestly, there's one guy who does really good lore videos. But still, with the fact of the matter is that we, the Guardian who actually went back and saved Saint 17 from his gruesome fate of him dying alone. And the funny thing is, his grave is still there in the garden. Like, they still have a memorial for Saint 17 because he slew so many Vex by himself. With the fact that that's still there, with the fact that we know of our own existing actual grave, it's the whole thought process of time travel and the manipulation of time and all this other kind of stuff is a possibility. So, this is my theory. This is why my thought process, because as I've spent I'm legit waiting and to like go into a match or play with someone or whatever. I've just sat there and looked at the Traveler, like looked over to the far left where you see, you know, just that mechanical, like, you know, pillar that it has rivets and stuff that would be almost like a cog, maybe, possibly, probably not, but looks like a cog. And then it's the same thing over there, but yet you don't see the same thing right there in the middle of the crack. Now, granted, it could have been destroyed. It could have been a part of the crack. But also, get this. The Traveler has its own gravitational pull. As you can see, considering its shells, it's like little pieces of its shell, has not crashed down and crushed the people below. So, why? Like, what is it? Like, what is that? And now, when I first was looking at it, I'm like, is that a city? Like, that legit looks like it would possibly be a city with its own little atmosphere and something be completely and totally wrong. Whole point of a theory. But still, what if the Traveler, right, is the last remnants of humanity from the far, far, far future, right? So far in the future to the point to where, you know, the Traveler and the darkness have traveled and been in time. And I do mean all time. Now, the theory, and you're probably going like, wait, well, that makes no sense. Well, if you know the theory of time travel, that makes loads of sense. Now, what if, like I'm saying, the Traveler is the remnants of humanity who is going back in time and seeding certain locations to help strengthen humanity to fight against the darkness to prevent, right? What if the ghosts are the last existing members of humanity who left the Traveler? Because we know that if it wasn't for the Traveler, we wouldn't have the Guardians, right? Well, what if the only reason why the ghosts were released on Earth was because all the ghosts, the people, the spirits, whatever, the soul, originated from Earth? And they couldn't actually release the ghost. He couldn't release the ghost. It couldn't release the ghost because it didn't really reach its destination yet. What if the Traveler is, or possibly could be, the last remnants of the Warmind Rasputin from the far, 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 far future, who is, you know, a little miffed at himself for, you know, his reluctance to fight against the darkness, his reluctance to defend against humanity and everything else. So, you know, what if that is what it is? What if the Traveler, when he released the ghost, or it released the ghost on Earth to seed the planet and find Guardians? Now, granted, you're right, before you sit there and go, well, what about the Awoken? Well, the Awoken ones who actually became Guardians were most were awoken on the planet, on Earth. Now, not all of them, and we know of one for a fact that did not wake up that way, and that's Uldren. Because we know Uldren's coming back. And if you don't know this, watch the theory videos. Play the game. Like, trust me, you're going to be like, wait, what? But Uldren comes back. And we know this. Okay? So, why Uldren? Why someone who, you know, kills Kaed? Now, granted, he was driven mad by a worm god. You got to remember that. And he already, you know, him and his sister already came from a life and existence, you know, at one point in time. And for all we know, they might even still remember what life was like before the fall, before the darkness, before everything happened. Because we know that right after the Golden Age and the darkness showed up, everything, all recorded history all the way up until, like, the last, I may be possibly speculating, a few hundred years, when all the original Guardians, before they were Guardians, were awoken, when they were the Iron Lords, when they were, like, just tyrants. Because they're like, oh, hey, we can't die. So we're gonna, like, you know, impede our power. So, what if that's what the Traveler is? And the only reason why he seeded certain locations were because of, well, I can't even say certain locations, because we do know of the Traveler giving life and giving the light to other worlds, creating life. One of which kind of technically created the Taken King and his sisters and all that other kind of stuff. We know this. So, if so, why? And what if The why is because if it wasn't for the Taken King, if it wasn't for Omnigul, if it wasn't for all of that, we as humanity couldn't be able to rise up and fight against something that was far, far worse. Far, far worse. Now, we also do know that lots of the pyramid ships from the darkness, or the darkness, have been sleeping dormant on specific planets. One place in particular we found was on the moon. That one's like legit under the surface of the moon, so it's been there for a long time, considering how much has like I would say accumulated over it. But yeah, with all that we know when it comes to the theory and everything else, like, what exactly could the Traveler be? I mean, just the thought process of, you know, it's all of humanity that decided to go back, or the remnants of humanity, and or even better yet, the Warmind Rasputin, who knew the only way to do this was to go forward and then go back. Meaning, go forward, collect all the knowledge, all that they would need, it would need to be able to fight against what was coming. To go back and change absolutely everything. Which, honestly, you know, creates a branch. Anyone knows that, you know, when you go back and you try to change an event, it creates a branch. That also doesn't mean that other pre-existing branch does not disappear. It could, or it couldn't. We don't know. The theory of time travel it's a spider web. Which is where it's like, you know, in all honesty, if this is the route they're going to go, this is a pretty interesting and awesome route. Just because of the fact of the matter is, it's like, ooh, because I've always wondered what the Traveler was. Because like when I first saw it, I was like, it's a planet, it's a moon. Wait, it has sentient life. Wait, what? No, it has to be like some kind of like technology, or there's something in it, or it's something. It couldn't just be, oh hey look. Especially with, you know, you seeing the rivets and everything else. There's no way it's just, you know, an sentient machine, much like the Vex. To the fact of the matter is, we semi know what the Vex is, but then we don't. And what if the Vex, I mean, shoot, what if that is like something from the Vex? Shoot, we just don't know. Which is another interesting thought process, to be honest. So, okay. But yeah, that's my theory. The Traveler is the last remnants of humanity, the Warmind, and or possibly, you know, the being that, I mean, more than just the being that created the Vex, but still. There's something about the Traveler, and there's something underneath, and I find it amazing that there's a freaking, like, there's an atmosphere. There would not be clouds. Because that looks like clouds to me. That would not be under there if, you know, to use as, you know, interstellar space travel. Like, come on now. Holy shit. Cool. But either way, I am very curious to see what Beyond Light's going to bring us, because we're going to learn a hell of a lot more about what the Vex is, and everything. What the darkness is. Oh, it's going to be glorious. Not only that with Beyond Light, but all the other expansions that they're actually planning on with the next coming years. So, to what they're going to do, I am extremely giddy, and I can't wait. And honestly, I'm hoping that I'm right. Now, I could be wrong. Who was that that sent me a voice thing? But anyways, that's it for the video. I hope everyone enjoys it. I hope, you know, I mean, like, shoot out what you guys might think what the Traveler is. Anyways, that's it. Hope everyone has a great day, great night, great evening, all that great shit. You know exactly what I mean. Catch me for the next one. Later.